all this, all together at the same time. So what I would request you guys is that you should be excited about it. Okay. I'm a born optimist. You must have heard during my interview also saying the same thing, that even in the worst of conditions, worst of the situations, I can take out something positive from there and move ahead. Okay, so I would strongly encourage you, whenever there come uncertainty in front of you, so you should be a person who looks at the glass half full. I'm sure you know the analogy about looking at a glass half full versus half empty. Okay, so you should look at the future in a very acceptable way. Don't be scared. Don't be scared by the ranking of your school versus other schools in the country. Okay, I know there are IIMs and I know there are other management institutes. Okay, but what I would suggest is take pride in what you have learned. Take pride in where you are coming from. Okay, and then face the world with full confidence. Because, when you go and talk to people, during those interviews, they can see through that in like 5 seconds. Okay. So when you go into these kind of situations, when you talk to people, more in like an interview setup, so you always prepare yourself. And that preparation doesn't come overnight. That preparation has to be the part of your DNA. Okay? So be very positive, be very confident about what you bring on the table. Okay? So before I go further, you guys watched almost 27 minutes of the video which I had, which basically is pretty much the gist of my own life's experiences in a very, very, condensed form. Do you have any questions for me? And feel free, in this kind of setup, we are like family. So if you're sitting amongst your family, you don't feel shy. So ghabrana nahi, sharmana nahi, bring it on. If you have any question, please feel free to ask me. Pin drop silence. Okay, doesn't matter. That's, in fact, you know what? That's another lesson in self-confidence. When you are in this kind of situation, I'm sure you guys must be preparing. I remember in my days, it used to be group discussion, right? So if you are put in a group discussion kind of a form, never hesitate to be the first person to speak up. A lot of positive marks are given to the person who speaks the first. Again, that shows your confidence. Okay? So, having said, I'll give you guys another chance. If anyone have a question, please shoot. Okay. All right, never mind. Okay, so to start with, think as sitting on a starting node of a decision tree. I'm sure you guys must have come across or must have used decision trees to arrive at a decision when there are multiple options available. Okay? Right? So think about where you want to be once you graduate from this school. Okay? If you want to hit the market, if you want to hit the commercial world, to make a career out of what you learn, basically you're looking at two major options. One is to become an entrepreneur, and the other one is you join the corporate. Okay? And there is a third one also, I would say, that if you come from a if you're lucky enough to come from a business family, so you can go back to your dad's business. Okay, but that also drops into somewhere into the entrepreneur line of action. Okay, so talking about entrepreneurship, basically, as I said, you can either join your family business or you can have your own startup. I know for sure that India has got a fantastic, ecosystem for startups. There are so many, startups that successfully establish themselves in business, right? And I'm sure you can make few unicorns yourself, which you're seeing, right? So that is where the path of entrepreneurship can take you. Okay. So I won't double click on that right now, but let's talk about the second node where you can go. The second would be going to a corporate, finding a corporate career for yourself. Okay. So there again, you have a choice either to go in consulting, okay, consulting like Big Fours or strategy consulting or technology consulting. So Big Fours like Ernst Young, PwC, KPMG, Deloitte. Okay. I've been two of those Big Fours myself in the US, so I know exactly what it takes to be there and what it takes for them to succeed in the market. Okay, and then strategy consulting is again, your McKinseys and the Boos of the world, A.T. Kearney of the world. Okay, so either you can go to consulting or you can join some company. Okay, so let's talk about consulting a little bit. So as I said, with consulting, you can go for a strategy consulting kind of environment. Okay. In strategy consulting, as a strategy consultant, you will be advising organizations on how to leverage. Let's talk about AI. So you will be advising organizations how to leverage AI to achieve their strategic objective. Improve their operations. Or just to gain competitive advantages over their rivals in the market. Now, as a strategy consultant, your role would involve analyzing business processes, okay, we identify new AI opportunities, and also developing the implementation strategies. So I'll give you some example from my own experience. So when I was a management consultant in the US, I was more on the execution side. And at times we will have cases when a strategy consultant like a Bose or a McKinsey would have advised the company that how strategically they can move ahead. So we will take their strategy document and kind of break it down in terms of what could be the practical execution steps there. Okay? So for strategic consulting, you really have to have a broad, higher and more broadened horizons. You should know a lot of things about a lot of things. Okay? You don't have to be like super specialist in that area. So I think your management degree does give you a fantastic skill set to be a strategy consultant. Okay? So whatever I'm speaking was true a little with or without AI also. Okay. Now, other part of the consulting is the execution. So in execution, you can either go as a product manager, where you will be leading the development and management of AI-powered product services. Okay? Now, this role would involve defining what the product requirements are, and it will also involve working very closely with the engineering teams. And you will be basically with the other team members. You will be overseeing product launches and up. Okay, so that's another line. So that's for your product management. Okay, and then comes another part of the execution, which is called program management or project management. I'm sure you guys have learned a lot about program management, project management, right? Yes? No? No response? Yes? Okay. Perfect, perfect. So in my mind, the role of the project manager or program manager is to act as a bridge between the strategy on one side and the execution on the other side. Okay? Because here you will be developing your detailed program plans, looking at the risks, looking at issues, and basically you need to know that you got to have some technical understanding of AI technologies, but you need to have the business acumen also. Because again, within the work of the project or program manager, you will be acting as a bridge between business and technology. Because these days, there are three main pillars of any change: people, process, and technology. Okay? So, you know all of them, right? So, you have to define or redefine or redesign your processes to achieve your goal. You've got to have the right kind of people to do that. And of course, in today's world, we cannot do anything without technology, the right technology. Okay? And again, sharing my own experience, I think you must have heard. I was always a big proponent of the people aspect, because dealing with people is the most difficult part, right? Because people don't come with user manuals, so every person is different. So you have to be aware and very empathic also. You have to understand where the other person is coming from to make him something for you. Okay? So as a program manager and project manager, your job would be a little challenging because you're not the line manager. Okay? As a project manager, you come and bring together a team from various departments for a particular time to achieve a particular objective, and once that objective is achieved, team is expanded. Okay? So you don't have much of authority, but you have a lot of responsibility. Again, this goes against the basic grain of ideal management scenario. But hey, that's why these project managers and program managers get paid what they get paid. Okay? So I take a pause here because I have downloaded a lot of stuff at you. So as I said in the beginning, I really would love to this session be a more interactive session. So if you have any questions, please feel free. Any questions from the faculty members is also welcome. Does someone have a question?
Yes, I'm audible, sir. I'm audible, sir.
Sorry?
I'm audible.
Yeah.
Sir, as I've been told about the project manager, right? So, please tell some of the tips for the students to work while challenging the threats in a company, sir.
Sorry, I'm really finding it tough to understand.
Sir, as you have told about the project manager to the students, the challenges and the opportunities they will get while working in a company.
Mm-hmm.
So please share some of the tips to the students also.
Some of the tests?
So tips.
Oh, tips. Okay. Yeah. So absolutely. So as I said, being a project manager, you have to deal with people whom you're not a direct line manager. Okay. So your communication skills play a very, very important role in that. Okay. So in fact, theoretically speaking, communication management is also a key component of the project manager in general. So for you to become a successful project manager, in addition to the core skills, you have to be a very good communicator, right? Which means, again, you have to be with people first. Okay? So understanding where all your stakeholders in the project, where are they coming from? What's their perspective about the project? Because mind you, any project basically challenges the status quo. Okay? Because you're changing something. You're bringing something new. Okay? And whenever things change, different people react to that change differently. Okay? Some people embrace the change, with open arms, with positive attitude, but more often than none, most of the stakeholders are either scared of the change, okay, or they're just ignorant what will happen to them. So in either case, you have to manage stakeholders. Again, stakeholder management is again a different, subset within project management, where you need to identify all the key stakeholders in your project and come up with a strategy, come up with a plan to how to handle these different stakeholders. Are you guys able to hear me fine? I'm getting an echo.
No, sir, voice is clear.
Okay, sounds good. So yeah, I was saying that as a project manager, definitely communication, your interpersonal skills, going to be very, very key. Of course, your technical knowledge always the given, because that will bring your foot in the door. But really, to be a successful project and program manager, I think your communication skills would be the most important key in my mind. Does that answer your question, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Sir,
Okay, perfect.
next question is from the student, sir.
Sir, how do you plan to stay updated with the latest advancements and trends in AI throughout your career?
Okay, so yeah, big question. So, we are so blessed in today's internet world, all the latest and greatest, happenings are available, on smartphone. So I would suggest that go online, become a part of these group chats around AI in whatever area within the AI or any specific industry you are keen. So become a part of these, discussion forums. Okay. Do sign up for product updates from the leading AI solution providers. Because in today's world, everyone wants to connect with you. Okay. There is so much of free information available out there on the internet that you will be amazed. Okay. In today's world, you can listen to the lectures of professors from the leading universities like Harvard and Princeton's of the world just on your phone. I mean, most of the stuff is free, and even if there is a kind of a subscription-based platform, you should evaluate that and maybe invest something because you will be investing in your future. Okay. So whether it's AI or blockchain technology or anything cutting edge which you are interested in, go on the internet and you will find so many different ways and means and platforms where if you connect yourself there, you will be knowing what's happening in the latest and greatest in that world. Does it answer the question?
Yes, sir. One more question.
Okay. Sounds good. Great questions, by the way. Okay.
Sir, how can AI be used to improve customer services in businesses?
The use of AI?
AI in customer services in businesses.
Yeah. I mean, I think you experience that every day. When you call up a customer service organization, most of the times you're handled initially by a bot, right?
Yes.
I don't know much about the Indian scenario, but in the US, if I call some customer service, most of the times I encounter a AI generated voice because it has been so trained in the basic questions a customer would have, right? So the first level resolution of any query, any incoming call is done by a robot. Now, again, even in the US this year, there will be the presidential election. We will be bombarded by those robocalls. These are the calls designed by using AI, which talks to the prospective users and tell them about their specific clients, right? So, of course, there's a whole lot of scope in the customer service area for the AI.
Okay, sir. I guess no more questions, sir.
I
guess no more questions.
Oh, no more questions. Okay. Yeah. So we just finished talking about the decision tree which took us from corporate to consulting to strategy versus execution. Okay. Now let's talk about what are the chances and what are the options in the companies. Okay. When I say companies, I mean companies who either provide a product or services. Okay. In any form. Of course, consulting is also like a service organization, but this is more towards the industrial kind of services. Okay. So one of the areas is the data science. Okay. We are dealing with such a huge amount of data right now, and data in the form of text, data in the form of audio, data in the form of video. So much stuff is available out there which the companies are mining for their benefit. Okay? So AI again is being increasingly used to automate a whole bunch of processes around data mining and data analysis. Okay? So the whole data science aspect of the business is something which you can pursue. Okay, in this AI world. Okay. Another thing is about the whole sales and business development. Okay. So sales and business development also, these days you can create presentations and business development products using the AI tools. I'm sure all of you must be using ChatGPT for one purpose or another. I hope you're not using ChatGPT to produce your own homework assignments. Are you?
Yes, sir.
I hope your faculty is okay with that, right? Because increasingly the issue is that with ChatGPT, people are not using the gracers so much. All you have to do is basically design and ask a very pointed question, and you will get a very detailed answer from GPT. in business development also, you will have tremendous potential to focus. So in the field of data science, people, again, I'm not categorizing in terms of straight, very hard buckets, but people who are not that extrovert, okay, people who are a little introvert, they want to sit at the desk and just not deal with a lot of people. For them, data science is great because you deal with raw data and then how to the raw data to come up with some intelligent information on the basis of which the company leadership whom you're working with, they can make some good decisions. Okay, so data science requires someone to be very detail oriented. Okay, particular about the minutiae of what you need to do. Okay, I for one, I was never very detail oriented. I mean, in the sense, if you drag me to the weeds of a certain problem, I kind of get lost. I was always a more strategic kind of thinker, so that was my personality. But you need to assess your own personality yourself, okay? Or you can make use of your faculty. They can guide you. They have been working with you for so long. I understand. So you can take guidance from your faculty leadership also. That, ma'am, sir, this is how I feel. This is how I work. What do you think? Which area would be better for me? But with data science, from my perspective, is ideal for people who are more detail-oriented, a kind of introvert, for a lack of a better term. Okay, and on the other side of the spectrum, you have people from sales and business development. They are basically people person. They don't mind, starting a conversation if they are a stranger in a business or for that matter, in a social setting. Okay, so these are the people you find in parties. They will come up to shake your hand and introduce themselves and strike a conversation, right? So you need to see what kind of person you are. Okay, so for the extroverted, good communication skill people, I think saying that would be a great thing. Again, leveraging AI, you should know what are the latest tools available. Okay, and another area which is not really widely known, but increasingly becoming very important in corporates is ethics and policy, like compliance. Okay, so when I say compliance, there's one part of compliance which is legal. When you say legal compliance, so we talk about the legal compliance issue, but these are the people who define and design the ethical structure of the organization. Okay, I'll give you an example. In the United States, companies can get prosecuted if it's proved that they gave a bribe to do any part of the business. Okay, so I know I was born in India. I spent 35 years of my life here working in various corporates. I know it's very difficult and it's not to be talked about openly in these kind of forums, but that's the truth of life, right? Without really using the bribe, the wheels don't get greased and the files don't move. Okay, but I'm telling you from the corporate perspective. From corporate perspective, both for the company as well as for its employees, there is very strict framework of code of conduct. Okay, so you can become a part of that also. Again, this is for someone who is very process oriented. Okay, so you may not be tech savvy, you may not be people savvy, but you can look at the process and say that, hey, you know what? I can find a better way to do kind of person, those are the eight also. You need to cap. Okay. Again, just like in consulting, we talked about execution, and we talked about product management, program project management. Same holds true for companies also. Increasingly, I have seen that more and organizations are creating kind of a PMO, project or a program management office. There's different names to EPMO, Enterprise Program Management Office, okay? So more and more corporates are creating that structure within the company because most of the companies are looking at their own initiatives or their own endeavors in more projectized manner. So every new initiative is a program, and every program has got multiple projects underneath. So within a company also you can follow that path. Okay? So these are from high level various, again, you can double click on this and become more and more granular, but for lack of time, I don't want to do that, and I think this gives you a very good structure. Okay. So again, to recap, okay, so as a graduate, either you could go to the entrepreneurial route, A, by joining your family business and adding some value. अब पिताजी के पैसे खर्चे MBA करने के लिए, to go and prove him that you learned something, right? To do the business, to do the family business in a better way, okay? And also you can have the startup. So that's the entrepreneurial. So, and then the other side is the corporate. You can go either to consulting, or you can go to company consulting. Either you can go to strategy, or you can go to execution. In companies, data science, sales and business development, ethics and policy, and also, again, execution, program management, project management. Okay? So that's what I have in terms of the core subject which we have today. But I just want to speak a little bit more about how you should develop as a more holistic person. Again, I really love the fact that you start your meetings with mantra. Okay. You guys must have noticed in that interview where my friend Radha, by the way, Radha, the lady who interviewed me, she's a good friend, and she was a stage 4 cancer survivor. At one time, she was told by the doctors that she barely has like a month to live. Okay? Now, this is my transition from the core MBA AI world to how you become a more, well-rounded person. Because you guys are young adults, okay? The world is waiting for you, and I'm sure you're waiting for the world anxiously to go out and prove yourself, okay? Prove yourself what you are already equipped with and are being equipped with is your core skill set, okay? Which I'm sure your organization, your institute is providing you a very good structure and content. Okay, but with the faculty's permission, I would like to transition a little bit about how these young students can become a better human being. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. So, you must have heard about in the interview that I also kind of pursued my spiritual pursuit around 17 years ago. So it went in parallel with my materialistic pursuit for almost 10 years, and 7 years ago, I just thought that, hey, you know what? I have had enough of this rat race. As I say, even if you win the rat race, you're still a rat. Okay? So what I want you to, I want to encourage you not to become a corporate rat. Okay? Become a more holistic person. Okay? And in addition to what you do as your core educational skill set, you should also develop yourself as a very, very potent manner to do that, to meditate. Okay? Meditation is, I kid you not, guys. If you look at the top 10 performers in the world, in any given field, I bet you at least 6 to 7 of them, those top performers, they do meditate. Look at, you guys, India, cricket is a religion. Look at Virat Kohli. He transitioned his life once he became deeply spiritual and started meditating. Okay, what is that dude's name? That YouTuber who got recently recognized by PM Modi also, Ranveer L. Vadia or something like that? Right? Yeah, L. Vadia. I guess you know whom I'm talking about. He meditates. So if you do not, I'm telling you, you're leaving money on the table. Okay? Because there's so much you can do with meditation. Because you know what? I'll be tactical here. Are knowledge workers. By that, what I mean is, we work through our brain. We're not physical workers. हमें गड्ढे नहीं खोदने होते बाहर जाके, physical labor नहीं करनी. We think. So to think right, meditation is a great exercise. Okay? If you meditate, I say start with only 5 minutes in a day. Alright? Okay? With meditation, what happens is, the more you meditate during the day, 2 things happen. A, your need for sleep gets reduced. Very important. Everyone gets 24 hours a day. The difference between Elon Musk or Ambani or PM Modi and a guy who is out there in the streets begging for a living is how they put 24 hours given to them. Okay? Now, to you also, life gives every day, here you go, here's your 24 hours for this day. Do what you want to do with that. Okay? You can waste that time by Instagram Reels. If you start scrolling through the Instagram, you will spend 2 hours and you won't even know about it. Because those things are so catchy. Those things are so addictive. It's like going on drugs. Okay? So please don't do that. Value your time like a miser values his money. Spend every minute of your day very, very careful. This is the time you're making a foundation for the rest of your life. Okay. Either you can screw it up big time and go down the slippery slope of life and become a bum on the street. Okay? Or you can achieve the height of the highs in the world. Choice is yours. Because as I'm telling you, internet and cheap data plans, okay, has really democratized the information to the whole world. I kid you not. I teach kids your age, like 20s, early 20s, these village kids in Uttarakhand. So I work pro bono. I work free of cost with a friend of mine. So I take Zoom classes with them, sitting in the US. Okay, and these are literally boys and girls, mainly girls in fact, who live in the villages, and they in turn teach kids from grade 1 to 5. Okay, and I keep on telling them, I said, you have the same internet on your smartphone in your village that I have sitting in America. Okay. So the point I was trying to tell you was about meditation is that if you meditate, the need for your sleep, if you sleep for 9 hours, I kid you not, you could bring it down to 8. From 8 to 7, 7 to 6. It's very easy, and I'm telling you from experience. I wake up at 3 a.m. every day. I know I might be sounding crazy to you, but I hit the bed at 10 p.m. Okay, so for me, 5 hours is good. Okay, if I take a small power nap during the day that energizes me, that's it. Okay, but for you, if you can take out even 1 hour from the sleep, just imagine what you can do with that 1 hour. Okay. Another thing, meditation makes your mind reasonably uncluttered. Okay? Because we are knowledge workers, we think and we analyze and we decide. So the whole process will take much, much lesser time when your mind is uncluttered. Okay? So, at one side, you get more time. The other side, you become more efficient with your time, which will give you more time. So, you will be in a virtuous cycle if you do meditate. Okay? And I'll give you, see, I'm not some Baba or Sadhu or whatever. I'm a simple guy who thinks about how to improve one's efficiency in this life. We have this body, mind, intellect combination, BMI in short. What we need to do with this BMI is to lead a very successful and fulfilling life. You must have noticed in that video that I have gone through the phase of chasing material success, achieving it, and then kind of leaving it behind. So again, I'm not saying, and I don't want to beat my own drums, but even in today's world, after leaving corporate world 7 years ago, I can easily make like $100 an hour in consulting. But I don't, because for me, it's not important. For me, it's more important is to make a difference in someone else's life. I'm just trying to pay it forward. So you guys also, by patience, you're at the beginning of your career. So you can really expand your capabilities, right? By meditating. So please do meditate every day if not already. If you're doing that, kudos to you. I used to do Vipassana, it's a 10-day silent retreat. I've met kids like as young as 18 years old, boys and girls. Okay? So it's not surprising. And if you haven't done that so far, don't beat yourself about it. Start now. Okay? So just with 5 minutes a day also it will change in your life. I promise you that. Okay? And also, another aspect is, I know you're chasing a successful life, okay? So that makes us very selfish, right? But in today's world, we're so highly interconnected that your success depends on the success of the person sitting next to you or working next to you, all right? So in your work environment, even in your school, all right, always think of the ways you can help someone else. All right? Again, from experience, I can tell you, if you help someone else, you get a great sense of satisfaction, great sense of bonding, and guess what? If everyone is thinking about helping others, you all help each other, right? So it's not about a very selfish game of me running and coming first and feeding everyone behind. Okay? No. The world has become much, much more collaborative. Okay? So, prove yourself through the core skill set. Okay? Increase your capabilities by meditation regularly. Okay? And be more collaborative in life, at work, even at home. Okay? So I think if you do all those things, I have zero doubt that all of you will be able to achieve whatever you want to achieve in this world. Alright? So I know we got around 7 minutes left. And my throat is definitely parched talking so much. So I take a pause. And you guys think about any question which you want to ask.
Am I audible, sir?
Sorry?
Am I audible?
Yeah, I mean, there was this gentleman who was speaking in the beginning. If you can go to his space, that was much better. But yeah, go ahead.
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah. Little bit.
ChatGPT is using these days as an artificial intelligence tool. How it can be used for other purposes and other tools like ChatGPT?
So what was it? So how can we use AI tools for other things?
So ChatGPT is using these days as an artificial intelligence tools. How it can be used for other purposes?
The AI tools for other purposes?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, see, it's just a tool. You can use it for your personal entertainment, personal hobbies, right? It doesn't have to be, only work oriented or work focused, right? So these days, the whole metaverse, recently, I mean, it hasn't really caught up. I thought it will catch up at least with the younger generation like you, but I'm sure that pretty soon it will be. So in metaverse, you can create your own parallel identity, okay? And these are all AI enabled, right? You can create your own avatar and start living the metaverse life. So you can use, sometimes what happens is, like we were talking about personality types. If your personality types is quite over the real life, maybe on the metaverse, you can be exuberant, outgoing, extrovert kind of person, and still connect with the people. So use metaverse to connect with the real people, right? Do you get my drift? So you can use that to kind of experiment with having different kind of personality traits which may not want to do in real life because you're scared of what people will think about it. कि यार इसको क्या हो गया? ये तो ऐसी नहीं थी, ये तो ऐसा नहीं था. All of a sudden, so you can practice, right, a different kind of personality traits in an alternative universe. You understand what I mean? So yeah, absolutely. There's so there is a joke in the US. When they talk about the new tools, you have to be smart with the tool. They say a fool with the tool is still a fool. Okay, so tool doesn't make you smarter. I mean, you have to be a smart person to begin with, and then you use a tool, and then you become smarter. So, fool with the tool is still a fool. I think he's a bigger fool in fact, and riskier fool also. Okay?
Thank you.
Any other question?
Any other question? No? No, sir.
Alright guys, I think I can give you back 3 minutes in your life. We talked about 24 hours, right? In the importance of 24 hours. So, I really thank Tarun ma'am and rest of the faculty to organize this beautiful discussion. I love to speak with you. Although you were less interactive than I would have preferred, but koi baat nahi, pehli baar hai. Maybe, hopefully if we get another chance to do it in person or online, maybe, I'll hear more from you guys. But it's been wonderful sharing my experiences with you. And thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I stand before you today with immense gratitude and appreciation for the enlightening and insightful session we have just experienced with Mr. Sanjay Sharma. On behalf of the entire AIMT family, I extend my heartfelt thanks to Mr. Sanjay Sharma for sharing his wealth of knowledge and expertise with our students. We are extremely grateful for your valuable time, energy and inspiring speech. Once again, thank you Sanjay sir. Thank you.
So much, guys. All the best in the pursuits, and you can take my personal number from Tarun ma'am if you want to reach out to me directly. Absolutely don't feel shy. This is how I progress in my life. Every connection I can make, I would grab it. Okay, so just grab it. If you want to get connected, feel free. I'm always available on WhatsApp. I love to give it back to the society. I love it. I love interacting with young kids, young minds. So if you want, please feel free. Talk to Tarun. He has my number. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. See you. Bye for now.